From another world, a voice returns through static and silence. You are tuned to Blue Angel Television, transmissions from the edge of reality.
I am the author, but I live inside the story I wrote, a creator and a creature. Blue Angel is a multimedia retropunk saga, a journey across the infinite paths of reality. If everything is possible, what is right and what is wrong? At its heart, Blue Angel is a retro sci-fi series exploring how perception shapes reality. The story follows Angelika Volkova, a British special agent caught in the eye of a technological and scientific revolution that reshapes both her world and her own life. Developed since 2013, the project now includes 8 books, 3 animated episodes, a cinematic novel, an anime-style graphic novel, and an episodic film in production. Step into this multiverse today. Fresh content is always on the way, because Blue Angel is the place where all possibilities coexist.
The other side of the mirror.
We have visitors. All agents to report to Section 06. This is not a drill.
My name is Thar Tegthar. Today I live in Blue. But 35 years ago, I was just an intern in the newsroom of the state-owned NOPA broadcasting system. Back then, the renowned scientist Thar Tegthar, the creator of the Hyperon Project, had just received the Thar Prize for the advancement of science. It was my opportunity to make my name in the newsroom, so I called his secretary to bookmark an interview, and I waited for the answer. 1 month later, Tegthar's secretary called me, at last. The professor had some free time for me on a hot Saturday afternoon. People at the newsroom warned me that Tegthar never smiles. I tried to break the ice.
The weather is punishing us this year, Professor. No rain this month so far.
I know it may sound selfish, young man, but I see it as a positive thing, believe me. The ceiling of the building isn't great, and there's a leak in the ceiling right above my desk.
What is the Hyperon Project, Professor?
The Hyperon Project is the greatest technological achievement of the Tharelian civilization. Now we can leave our space-time shell and finally explore other universes. It is a lifeboat for our exhausted and collapsing society.
What about the future developments of this project?
We are creating technologies to send probes to other stable Type 1 universes. They will look for habitable planets with advanced humanoid civilizations. Unfortunately, these planets are scarce. This type of combination only occurs in one universe in a billion.
Why do we need a planet that already has an advanced civilization?
Because we don't have time. We need ready-made and developed social structures. We don't want an untouched paradise that would take us back to the caves.
But ethical questions are being raised.
What questions?
The Hyperon Project needed volunteers to test their teleport systems. NOPA generals were pushing the Yanta team for results, and nobody was crazy enough to be a guinea pig for them. So, they used condemned activists from the terrorist group The Flock to validate their equipment. % of the activists died or could not be brought back to the Hyperon laboratories.
But ethical questions are being raised.
What questions?
The elimination of local cultures, large-scale genocides.
The multiverse is infinite, so there are infinite planets suited to our needs. We just have to find one of them, or maybe 2. Tharelia's priorities are at the top of our list and warrant any action to be taken.
And what is your position regarding the accusations of slave labor and using terrorists from the Flock group?
The activists had the opportunity to be part of this great moment in our history. I'm sorry for eventual losses, but their sacrifice was not in vain. A new era has begun.
My bosses liked the interview. It was aired, and it earned me praise and a promotion. The Hyperon Project has become a reality, with all its consequences. 5 years ago in Tharelia, I met Professor Tegthar again at the Center for Theoretical Physics, in honor of his retirement.
Tegthar, the gutter of the building was repaired. Last week.
Oh, too little, too late, Professor.
Yes, not so little, but very late.
Professor, looking at the past, is there any regret left?
None. Would do it all over again. If I was prevented from using the activists, I would volunteer for the tests myself, without any doubt.
Professor Thar Tegthar died last year. His legacy, the Hyperon Project, has become the most perfect translation of our civilization, a story of great deeds and great tragedies.
From another world, a voice returns frequently through static and silence. You are tuned to Blue Angel Television, transmissions from the edge of reality.
The structure of Blue Angel series is based on a 3-layer approach. The first is the personal. In the beginning, Blue's establishment lives in certainty, one universe, linear progress, a clockwork refined. Angel is bound by human-scale puzzles, her ill mother, her missing father, her insecurities. The second, the geopolitical. Nations collide. But then a new actor emerges. We have visitors, tells her Abner Hayes, cracks on the surface, anomalies in the carefully woven fabric of Blue society. And the third is the metaphysical. Type 4 universes, full consciences, the triad. Forces that reshape not only science and technology, but politics, religion, art. Yet in Blue Angel series, the revolution never ends. The old language, universe as singular, reality as fixed, becomes obsolete, because the multiverse itself is a chain of shifting paradigms.
We have visitors. All agents to report to Section 06. This is not a drill.
Tharelia, the land of Thar, is a planet located in the Type 1 Tharelian universe. Planet name was given after Thar the Elder, the founder of the Erlah Church. The planet has 3 main continents: Nopa at the north, Erlah at the east, and Cerna at the south. Tharelian continents are separated by vast oceans. The total population of the planet is above 8,400 million people. Natural resources are scarce, and the population relies on fossil fuels as energy sources. Humanoid occupation of the planet started from the Great Nara. Small Hamitic communities were formed around the city of Irina about 10,000 years ago. Occupation of the other continents was only possible with the advent of a more advanced sea navigation. There are circa 120,000 Nhols, members of a non-Hamitic group living at the southern island called the Enhel. The official religion is the Orthodox Erlah Church. In practice, this religion is only strictly followed by Erlahs. Pagan cults related to nature are common in Cerna, and most of the Nopa population is atheist. In technology, microelectronics are very advanced, as well as theoretical physics. 60 years ago, Nopa militaries and civilians created the Hyperon Project, looking for parallel universes as an escape route. The Hyperon Project cost 50 trillion Tharians until now, with acceptable theoretical and practical results.
From another world, a voice returns truly through static and silence. You are tuned to Blue Angel Television, transmissions from the edge of reality.
Erlah is one of the 3 tribes of Tharelia. Its capital is the city of Erlah. It is the cradle of the oldest Hamitic humanoid settlement. Once dominated by forests of conifers, the continent today has vast deserts at the west and the Great Tundra at the north. The land called the Great Nara is the biggest island of Tharelia. High mountains dominate the northwest of the continent. Primitive humanoid communities were formed about 1 million years ago at the valleys of the Great Nara. 10,000 years ago, Hamitic communities sailed across the Nara Channel and arrived at the valleys of the Erlah, creating a settlement that flourished in the next 5,000 years. The development of big ships and more sophisticated tools of sea navigation led to the discovery and colonization of the other continents, Cerna and Nopa. The creation of the Erlah Orthodox Church 3,000 years ago, by the Patriarch Thar the Elder, brought unity and was an important element of national identity to the people of Tharelia. Erlah ethnicity is the original Hamitic. The population of the country is more than 1,500,000,000 people. There are also 5.5 million Ashgaris, or the Nopa Hamitics, and 3 million Akats, the Cerna Hamitics. The capital Erlah has 15,700,000 inhabitants. 45% of the country's population live below the poverty line. Erlah follows the autocratic model of the other nations of Tharelia. Presidential candidates are chosen from a group of prominent personalities of the society, and the president is elected by the high ashdars of the church. The presidential term has 7 years. 92% of the Erlah population follow the Orthodox Church, 3% follow Cerna pagan cults, and 5% are atheists. Erlah Church believers observe strict costumes and behavior at work and at home. Today, married and single women from the age of 20 wear the black haji, a scarf that covers their hair, head and shoulders. Religious male leaders are called ashdars, and female priests are called ashdari. The center of religious studies is always the Sedra, where young boys and girls from the age of 10 receive lessons about the Makbath, the sacred scriptures of Tharelia. The national date is the Thar Tegthar, celebrating the unification of the 3 tribes and the creation of the Erlah Church. It is celebrated on the 20th day of the 10th month of the Tarelian year. The Erlah alphabet uses the original Hamitic characters from the times of the scriptures. Erlah doesn't have an advanced industrial park and imports consumer goods from Nopa. Livestock farms are frequent in the east of the country. Northern communities depend on fishing at the frozen North Sea. Energy is generated through oil and coal power plants. The country exports 75% of the coal burned in the other regions of the planet. On the current affairs, Erlah is seen as a mediator of the constant clashes between the Nopa and Cerna governments. Erlah Church leaders have frequently warned Nopa governors about the trading of weapons to warlords and chieftains of Cerna. Corruption in Erlah Orthodox Church is endemic. Recently, several ashdars received bribes to vote for presidential and communal candidates, a scandal known as the Big Trickle.
We built machines that could dream, but dreams without meaning drift away. Artificial intelligence is not the author, it is the brush. We tell stories about human nature. Blue Angel series, written by a human, shaped by a machine, guided by something deeper.
Is tapping on the glass so sly, a rhythm soft like a lover's sigh. The streetlights shimmer gold and gray, and shadows dance where secrets lay.
Blue Angel Television.
The Hyperon Project, the greatest achievement of Tharelian civilization. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and military personnel are involved in the most important initiative of the Nopah government to preserve the legacy of the Hamitic race. Tharelia, an exhausted society, a planet with scarce resources, poverty and social problems afflicting millions of people, and the specter of war coming from radical groups. Supported by the Nopah government, Professor Thar Tegthar from Yanta University organized a committee with the most prominent minds from science, engineering, and social strategy. The region of Tonopah, west of Nopah, was chosen as the center of the project. There, occupying a large area equivalent to several blocks, an industrial-scale compound was erected in record time, with laboratories and centers of research and development. According to the standard model of the multiverse, developed by Professor Thar Tegthar, there are 4 types of universes, but safe teleportation can only be carried out on stable Type 1 universes. The energy needed is immense, about 10 terawatts per connection. At the beginning, engineers developed a central coil to disturb the 11th dimension and send information out of the Tharelian universe. The experiment was successful. In a second phase, volunteers from our prisional system were used to prove the possibility of the teleportation of humanoids. Unfortunately, most of them could not be brought back. The experiment showed the team that portable devices were needed to keep the connection alive and bring them back safely. 10 years passed before portable systems could be developed. The first teleporters were used as belts with heavy batteries. Today, the devices have the size of a thin bracelet. They also monitor health conditions and provide environmental data to the teleport center. Regarding the target universes, 3 scenarios are considered by Tharelian authorities. If the target universe has no civilization or a level 0 civilization, pre-atomic, the occupation would be carried out without resistance. The number of losses on the target planet is irrelevant. Local populations should be controlled or even eliminated. This is not a desirable scenario, given the absence of developed social structures. If the target universe has a level 1 or atomic civilization, the occupation should be done through a large-scale military operation. Political leaders should be arrested or eliminated, and local populations relocated to remote regions. It's important to remove national borders and keep the population aware of the new order. In the case of a level 2 or post-atomic humanoid civilization on the target universe, the occupation must be carried on through a concept called power of influence. Local collaborators and liaison officers must be contacted to provide inside information. Hyperon representatives should operate from the backstage in political and cultural spheres to gain the hearts and minds of the local population. Media, universities, and political forces must be infiltrated. A positive image of the Tharelian presence should be constructed, and a process of social re-engineering must be carried out on all levels of society. Until now, more than 2,000 target universes have been cataloged. 94% don't have a habitable planet, or their planets are unsuitable for humanoid life. 3 universes were selected as acceptable targets, and the process of infiltration has already started. Now, there's hope for our people. Thanks to the brilliant minds of our researchers, the willpower of our engineers, and the strategic vision of our governors, the Tharelian civilization will survive. A new era has begun.
The signal stirs once more, drawing back the veil upon hidden layers. Blue Angel Television. Transmissions from the edge of reality.
The morning came up, the sun touched me. I fought back the tyrants and made my land free. My sword was not heavy, I felt my heart light and flew on the valley. The lake was so bright. I sang with the swallow a song for the fair. The sun is now setting, I have no more fears, but I'll miss my beloved. I can't hide the tears.
Blue Angel Television.